Describing The Fall Guy is a bit of a challenge because it's not really a movie. It's rather a series of stunt set pieces and exposition scenes carried along by Ryan Gosling's charm, humour and star quality. Much like the Police Story series, this is a film where the reason you watch it is to see what crazy shit the stunt team can get up to and to laugh along at the jokes delivered by a charismatic cast. And that's okay with me because it was a lot of fun. Do you like having fun at the movies? Then The Fall Guy is a no-brainer for anyone with the time and money to go and see it. But there is still a lot to criticize, even if it is entertaining, as I'll touch on shortly. Firstly though, a little context. Our hero Colt Seavers is a stuntman in love. He's fallen for Jody Moreno, a former camera operator turned debut director who is shepherding a film called Metal Storm into fruition. 18 months prior to this, Colt broke his back performing a stunt gone wrong where he fell from a building. He left Jody after a very passionate affair without even a goodbye as he sank into a deep depression. When they meet up again on the set of Metal Storm, they're both still in love with one another but just can't seem to get the words right to convey it. None of which is going to matter though, because the star of Metal Storm, Tom Ryder, has disappeared after having made friends with some shady figures. Colt is roped into finding Tom by Gale, the film's producer, and only has 48 hours to do so before the film will be shut down by the studio, destroying Jody's dream of being a director. This ensnares the love-struck stuntman in a conspiracy involving a dead body, and it looks like Colt has been set up as the Fall Guy. From there, it's a race against time to save the movie and himself because Colt can't bear to see Jody's dream go up in smoke, even if it means risking his own life. The Fall Guy is a simple story and could fall into the definition of an idiot plot because it's carried along by a lot of unique decision making from everyone involved. Now, unfortunately, while I did enjoy myself, The Fall Guy is poorly written. Firstly, because it's extremely predictable to the point that I couldn't enjoy the story even if I could enjoy the performances. There's never any doubt that our characters will fall in love again or survive. There's no reason to feel bad for Colt Seavers' broken back because that's glossed over once he gets back in the game within the first 5 minutes. There's zero chance you'll be worried about Jody losing her film because Tom Ryder has disappeared. You're in no doubt that no one will be shot when guns are pulled out or that everyone is going to get exactly what they deserve in the end. Do the writers realize that a predictable film is also an extremely boring one?
I don't know.
The second weakness is that there's no character development. We have a superficial and poorly constructed idea of character development, but it falls apart the moment you realize that everyone begins and ends the film exactly the same. The only thing which changes is that the bad guys are put away for their nefarious actions. All of this means that The Fall Guy isn't a movie where you're engaged in the picture and feel for the characters and wonder what could happen next. It's merely a series of action and comedy set pieces gelled together to appear as if it's a movie. So The Fall Guy is carried along by Ryan Gosling, as I mentioned, who demonstrates his superstar qualities once again as an action comedy star, and without casting him you'd probably have a dud on your hands. Which is personally another issue for me. You're one bad casting choice away from a bad film because everything else is so sloppily stitched together. But they got the casting right. They really did. And the chemistry between Gosling and Blunt, or Gosling and Winston Duke, who plays a friend of Colt's, was fantastic. So who cares? It all works out in the end. David Leitch delivers a very fun, heartfelt and action-packed film which celebrates the stunt people he loves and the art form he has made a career out of. While I'm sure an ample dose of VFX was used to enhance the action, it's great to see actual stunts being performed by a cast of very talented stunt coordinators. And that includes breaking world records for the most cannon rolls performed in a car. Furthermore, there's a very strong emphasis on meta comedy, which as a film lover was a real delight as you can appreciate the in-jokes. All up, The Fall Guy is a fun film with a lot of heart, and if that's your focus, then you're golden. You're going to walk away with a smile on your face, glad that you went to the movies. But if you're looking for a well-crafted film, then you're going to be sorely disappointed because this ain't it.
I would say that's that, Mattress Man.